Nazareth, esteemed professor at the UGC Human Resource Development Center, Goa University, welcome you to the 8th edition of the International Day of Yoga 2022, which is held today, the 21st of June, 2022. The theme of the International Yoga Day is Yoga for Humanity. I request Professor Purva to escort our distinguished dignitaries to the dais. Professor Harilal Menon, the Vice Chancellor of Goa University, Registrar of Goa University, Professor Vishnu Nadkarni, our resource person for today, Dr. Sitakan Ganikar. The theme is Yoga for Humanity. This theme will bring people together through compassion and kindness, foster a sense of unity, and build resilience among the people the world over. It also portrays how during the peak of COVID-19 pandemic, yoga served humanity in elevating the sufferings and in emerging post-COVID scenario too. The importance of life is the health of our body. If health is not good, then we will not be able to achieve our goals, or we will not remain happy. It is rightly said that health is not everything, but without health, everything is nothing. During this pandemic, it is very necessary to remain fit and strong to fight this virus. So yoga must be done at regular intervals by everyone. Health is wealth. I now request our distinguished dignitaries on the dais to light the traditional lamp. I now request Professor Purva Hegde Desai, the in-charge director of UGC HRDC, to give the welcome address.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Goa University, Professor Menon, Registrar, Professor Nadkarni, my colleagues, officers, and dear students. Myself, Professor Purva Hegde Desai, in-charge director of UGC HRDC, welcome all of you for this International Day of Yoga, 21st June 2022, with the theme Yoga for Humanity. Today, in fact, is a culmination of various activities which are related to yoga that university has been conducting. We have been conducting practical courses for students, staff, and faculty. We have at HRDC been conducting also a short-term course, Yoga and Spiritual Values, so that it may be understood that yoga is not just a physical exercise, it is much more deeper and more personality building than just done as a health exercise. We are indeed fortunate that amongst our staff, in faculty as well as our non-teaching staff. There are many who are certified trainers, practitioners, and very knowledgeable about the yoga practices. In fact, I must mention that our respected VC is also one of them, and therefore this is a big encouraging factor for all of us to not only conduct short courses but to continue to propagate yoga throughout amongst our staff and community. We endeavor to continue such programs throughout the year on behalf of Goa University for not only our staff and community, but through HRDC for faculty at an all India level. With this brief introduction, I once again accord a warm welcome to all of you who have joined not only this session, but otherwise all our sessions, and now request Dr. Ingrid to continue with the program. Welcome all of you.
Thank you, Professor Purva. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to brief us on the International Day of Yoga celebrations.
Thank you, Dr. Ingrid. Respected Dr. Ganekar, resource person for the day, Professor Nadkarni, Registrar, Goa University, Professor Purva, Director in charge, HRDC, all my colleagues and friends from teaching and non-teaching fraternity of Goa University. Yoga is a part of our Indian philosophy. In fact, it has been there with us for the last almost 5,000 years. But then the application of yoga for our day-to-day life was infrequent, or I would say that it was almost dormant until the government at the center started spreading the awareness of this since 2014, and ultimately United Nations had declared 21st June as the International Yoga Day. If I say a few words about yoga, it actually powers the spiritual and mental power of an individual. It connects the mind, the soul, and the body. If you look at the super fast, life of our daily life, at the end of the day, we will be, totally stressful. And you may even ask that by stretching the limbs and doing some breathing exercise, what is that going to happen? But you must always try to understand that at the end of the day, below your skin or in the body, you will be generating many chemicals. So to have an equilibrium, because anything you have to have an equilibrium, or to sustain your equilibrium and then sustain the body, you have to have this yoga as an integral component of your daily life. In fact, if I say my own experience, I have been practicing this for quite some time, almost 10-15 years, wherein when I looked at, there are a number of classifications of yoga. Out of these 7 yoga, I was attracted towards 2 yoga. One is Raja Yoga, another is Karma Yoga. You know what is Raja? Raja is king. So he has the master of everything. So by having Raja Yoga, what you do is that you develop the mastery to master your mind. For example, when the COVID case was going on, I have lost many of my friends and relatives. So whenever I came to know the news, or when I get the news, I always, because of this Raja Yoga, I could control my mind. One of the worst enemy as far as the human being is the thought process. We are all tended to go for negative thoughts. Even if there are positive thoughts, we will always go after negative thoughts. And that negative thought will multiply. And then ultimately your BP will be high, your sugar will be high, and ultimately you will land in a hospital. And there the doctor will prescribe antidepressant. So actually, if you do this Raja Yoga, you would master that, how to master your mind. Even if there is a negative thought, you will never be you will never be taken through that negative thoughts. Rather, you will always be in a positive direction. In the sense that you would be able to control the traffic of your mind. And second I said is the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is like, it's not that how much you have amassed, rather how did you create that resource? Because you might amass wealth through different ways, but that's always short-lived. But if you have the wealth through right perspective, right approach, that's always long-lived. So this is another one is Karma Yoga. And therefore, ultimately, what yoga does is that it makes you to think inward rather than outward. Because you know that many things are going around, but if you go down, let's say in your family itself, people are so weak. But if you are also weak, then what will happen? Then who will take care of the family? So therefore, this Raja Yoga and the Karma Yoga are the two yogas which really help me when difficult time comes to me. And, that makes me to approach in a positive sense whatever comes. It may be very, difficult task, but with this approach, you would be able to resolve that. I don't think that I will have a long speech because we have expert here. He has been in this field for the last 40 years also. So I wish you all the very best, and then my greetings on the day of this International Yoga. Welcome you all. With these few words, I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Menon, for your kind words. Your, especially the two most important yogas, important to you, that's the Raj Yoga, which is the master of everything, master of the mind, the thought process, that you can never have negative thoughts that will impact your health, and the Karma Yoga, which the right way to create resource. Thank you so much, sir. I now request all the dignitaries on the dais to take your seats in the audience. Our resource person for today is Dr. Sitakan Ganikar. Okay. Dr. Sitakan Ganikar completed his MBBS in 1971 at the GMC. Dr. Sitakan Ganikar completed his MBBS in 1971 at the GMC, Goa. He completed his MS in General Surgery in 1976 at the Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, Karnataka. Training in Cancer Surgery at the Tata Memorial Center, Mumbai. Training in Yoga Therapy at S. Vaisya, Bengaluru. Training in Life Support courses of American Heart Association, that is the basic life support and the advanced trauma life support. He's also had training in palliative care. He has many memberships, including Indian Medical Association, IMA, Association of Surgeons of India, that's the ASI, Indian Red Cross Society, World Society for Clinical Yoga and Alternative Medicine, Vegetarian Society Goa, Swami Vivekananda Society Goa, Goa Hiking Association, Youth Hostels Association of India. He's held various post positions and associations, and he has had many awards, including being the Distinguished Graduate Award from the Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, Karnataka, IRCS Goa State Branch, the Indian Medical Association, the 24th of September editor, Rotary Club of Panjim in 2018, Yuva Club of Panjim in 2019, Samrat Club of Panjim 2021. He's also delivered many lectures, courses and programs, the life support first aid, yoga therapy, home nursing, palliative care. He's also presented many papers, including Asian Vegetarian Congress, International Vegan Conference in Bengaluru, and many lectures here at the Goa University. His hobbies include nature treks, hiking, trekking, mountaineering, study of Sanskrit, Indian philosophy, music, dramatics, gardening, photography, public education, value education. Presenting to you our resource person for today, Dr. Sitakan Kanikar.
Namaste to all the divine souls who are here with us today in the hall, and several hundreds or thousands watching us on their TV screen or on mobiles. It's a very great pleasure for me to come here. I've been coming here from 2015, ever since United Nations passed this resolution about yoga for harmony and peace. I think it's a lot of satisfaction and respect, and for all of us Indians, that our old science has been included here. First 2 years, of course, it was nice to have, I could look at your bright faces and intelligent faces with a smiling face. And 2 years it was, of course, thanks to COVID, it was online. But there's more pleasure in seeing the faces, because that is what yoga and believe Chaitanya. Chaitanya flows from one person to another. Thanks to Ingrid for giving my introduction. And here if you see, this is the International Yoga Day 2014, it was passed, I think, and the slogan for that was, where my cursor is running away. Slogan for it was Yoga for Harmony and Peace. That is what the shirts we are wearing. Every year United Nations give different scheme, and then it was, of course, this year it was, last year Yoga for Health, Yoga for Humanity. It is very important, Yoga for Humanity, because when you look at the world, we really wonder what has happened to the humanity. And these are different colors here. Why this is not going front? It is not, it was coming in the morning, I checked it was. Yes, I have to press it there. Yeah, there are, one is coming here, one is coming there. Why it is skipping the slides? Wait, I'll put it on slide. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes. Why it's not coming there? Same slide should come there. Morning I checked it. Wait. Sorry, technical problems. Take this at the back. This is the first slide. This up and down is this. Here it is coming, but it is not coming there. Shall I put on slideshow? Just let me see. No, first slide should come. Yes, this slide should come. This is coming 4th or 5th. This is not loose, no? Something. This was loose in the morning. Yeah. Good, we will continue with the class. What is the feeling in everybody's mind? Different thoughts? What is this happening? Stress and tension. You could not check it before. In fact, there was nice things I could before. And this is what, as Vice Chancellor said, this is what is the This is the challenge in life, and this is what yoga trains you for. Otherwise, as you said, our adrenaline will go up, blood pressure goes up, and who prosper is the doctors. But unfortunately, doctors themselves also have problems because we are not trained to handle the emotions. It is okay now? Yes, thank you. Yes, holistic health. Yes, sorry. Yes, so I was coming to this. And somebody who has thought very nicely and made a beautiful poster here. Joining hands is important. That is what is yoga, joining. Orange yellow is the fire element. Globe is, of course, oneness. We must really see, are we one or not? The green leaves here are the nature, and brown leaves are the earth, and blue human art, water. These are the Pancha Mahabhutas. Prithvi, Jal, Vayu, Agni, and Akash. And that is what always our ancestors stressed on this. All of us know, everywhere it is practiced. Today also, since morning, 6 o'clock, different classes started in different parts of India, all over the world. And of course, this is the main symbol. We can talk for hours on this symbol. And if you see, these are the beautiful Goan beaches, and nice temples we have, nice churches we have, Lotus Temple in Delhi, Baha'i Faith, mosques. So if you see, there is all peace and silence here. That is what we want, harmony and peace. But what is happening in the world around, let us also have a briefly look at that world around us. I don't have to tell you, I don't have to describe this also. We know what is happening in Ukraine and Russia right now, okay? And this is what is deaths, destructions, terrorism, and all these things are happening here. And look at the injuries. As doctors, we have to see these wounds. Technology has done a lot, nice aeroplanes, and then to increase our suffering, Corona came. But I'm very glad whole world took as a challenge. And that time, of course, we were in harmony. But to fight an external force, Corona, and India was on the top of the world in all research. Everybody worked. So many, as sir said, thousands and thousands of people died. My own doctor friends, some of them died. And if I remember statistics, last it was about 3,500 doctors died in spite of all precautions. The soldiers and nurses and volunteers, scientists, that was harmony. That is what is expected. And of course, in India, of course, some attacks the country, then we are all united. But what happens afterwards, that is important. Nice research was done, and of course, this was a very bad side because the bodies could not be delivered to the relatives and they were just burnt and buried. These are the bad chapters in this. But I'm glad yoga was introduced in major hospitals and at least something was taught. My own patients were phoning me, mostly cancer patients, and they learn from WhatsApp that in cancer, immunity goes down. And if the immunity is down, Corona will affect them. They used to cry and tell me. But unfortunately, I said, neither I can come to you, nor you can come to me. And I have taught you yoga. Keep the positive state of mind. The diet I told you, yogic diet, sattvic diet that you do. And don't put any wrong thoughts in your mind. Brush them off. And that is what I had taught you, yoga. And they managed. Fortunately, by God's grace, none of them died. And most were cancer patients, but other patients also. Now, if you see all this, we'll revere life, but where is the reverence for life here? And here we are saying yoga for humanity. So it's a very good slogan. Now, when we think of yoga, the first person who introduced yoga to the West is our Swami Vivekananda. Yoga philosophy spreads to the West. And what he said that time, what we need is a combination of spirituality of the East and technology of West. Technology of West we have taken. This is all West technology. There is nothing wrong. In yoga, we don't consider as them and this. It is Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Whole world is one. But where is the spirituality of the East? It's good that they are following, but now we are going towards it. We are not negative in yoga. Maybe we are late, but doesn't matter, we started. And what exactly Swami Vivekananda said, yoga without philosophy has no root. and philosophy without yoga has no fruit. So if you don't have philosophy as the root, there won't be fruit. Actually, the way yoga is practiced, as sir also said, it is many times practiced as physical exercise, as a ritual. All these programs we saw, it should not be ritual. And I am glad in this institution, this will not remain, but as madam said, it will continue. And you are already having these programs. It's very good. I am glad yoga is introduced as a subject in medical college. And right now, for 10 days, they had a program in medical college. Now, we cannot forget Vivekananda and his guru, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, always a smiling and cool face. Now, when I say philosophy, decades back I went to Vivekananda Kendra to learn yoga therapy, yoga for diseases. But then I was attracted to the philosophy of yoga. So I was wondering what Swamiji says, what is this philosophy? I went to details, and his famous quotation is, each soul is potentially divine. And the goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. External is body, internal is mind, soul, and all that. And how to do, he has given techniques. He was a very good teacher. He says, do this either by work, that is, as sir said, karma yoga, worship, bhakti yoga, psychic control, Raj yoga, and philosophy, Jnana yoga. By one or more of all these and be free. This is very important. You can practice one or you can practice all four. I practice all four. This is the whole religion. Doctrines or dogmas, rituals or books, temples or forms are but secondary details. Let us analyze this little bit, because this is a university and most of the people also are watching us are very intellectuals. Each soul is potentially divine. What does it mean? Each soul is potentially divine. Soul. We are rarely aware of the soul. Later on when we talk about Panchakoshas, we'll refer to in detail. And potentially divine. That means we have come from the divinity. Atma has come from Paramatma. But when we came here in this Kali Yuga, or even not today also, in Krishna's time, Dwapar and all these problems were there. But we lost our qualities or samskaras of the soul. What are samskaras of the soul? Pavitrata, Satyata, then Gyan, then Shanti, Sukh, Anand, and Shakti, Atma Shakti. These are the 7 sanskaras of the soul. We have forgotten this. As Shastra says, it is the word, because of Kali Yuga, there's a lot of the predominance of Maya, and that's why we are forgetting this. And what is his goal? He tells us what you are. The goal is to manifest his divinity by controlling nature. We have nature, so external, external does not mean this. Our own, physical and mental. And that is how all the streams of yoga come. Do this either by all this thing, what we said, and this is the whole religion. Look at the word religion. We don't analyze the word religion. Religion, redo, rewrite, religion. Religion is a Latin word, ligare. I have studied little Portuguese, so I know a little bit of this. So ligare means join, rejoin. Rejoin means we were together sometime and we separated. Who separated from whom? Atma separated from Paramatma. Atma, Paramatma sent us. Okay, this is a nice world we have made. You go and enjoy or whatever it is. Don't mess with it. Today we have made a mess of everything. Many times I wonder whether Corona is sent by the God to teach us a lesson. I hope we change and try to understand. Doctrines or dogmas, rituals or books, all these are secondary details. But today, very unfortunately, we are stuck to this. If you look at the history of Goa itself, during Portuguese time, what did they do in the name of religion? There were conversions and so many other problems. And this is what Jesus Christ told us. I am not going to do that, but that is what we also do. In our own Hinduism, we have got different forms, and we are fighting Shivaites and Vaishnavites. This is not the topic for me, because there is a lot of controversies and this, so I don't want to deal in that. But all of us know. But these are secondary details. We are stuck at to secondary details. What is the primary detail? That is what we must say. Now, many times people pronounce this word as yoga. There is nothing wrong in pronouncing, but real word is yoga, that is in Sanskrit. Sanskrit word is yoga. And when you write in English, it should have been written and pronounced as yoga, but I always say somebody was in hurry and hungry, he ate up that age, and yoga remained. But actually it is yoga. Those who know Hindi, Konkani, Marathi, we call it yoga. आज मिलने का योग आया. कभी आएगा योग? अगले बरस 2000. Of course, I will come again. Yeah. So this is a beautiful prayer with all in those who are Marathi or Konkani. They say Sada Sarvada Yoga Tuja Ghadava. So when I give a thought to this, yoga was taught to me by my grandmother so many years back when I was a 3 years young boy, and I didn't understand the meaning of it. Yoga means joining. Now when I go to international conferences, when I show this slide, they wonder, why do we call it yoga? We are calling it yoga. So I said, there is no word called yoga. It is not Rama and Krishna. It is Rama and Krishna. Actually, it's Ramaha and Krishnaha. So we must stick to original thoughts. Now there is a similar word called yoke. Yoke is the one which is pulled on bullock carts or on plow. What does it do? It joins the two bullocks. So efficiency increases. When I tell this to foreigners, they say, my goodness, this is one of the best explanations. We know yoke, joins, two bullocks, increase efficiency. Now we know yoke joins two things. There is body and the mind. All of us, our bodies are here. Yes or no? I can't keep half body outside in, okay, you operate, you look after the patients, and you can. But mine is here. Sure? All the time? There's no time. In my yoga classes, I conduct games. And then you only tell, sorry, my mind went out. Where it is out, then please bring it back. Okay? So that our efficiency increases. Now, other things in yoga is, holistic approach is the panchakoshas. We are human beings, and we are only aware of the body. Yes, necessary, healthy body and a healthy mind, whatever it is. But then this is body kept alive because of the bioenergy called pran. And pran is not in one place. When you talk about pranayam, we told details about it. It is flowing through 72,000 nadis, channels. And soul is the one who comes from Paramatma and instills the prana, and whole starts working. And along with that comes the mind and the body. So Panchakosha theory is, we have got 5 sheets. Annamaya Kosh is physical sheet, Pranamaya Kosh bioenergy sheet, Manomaya Kosh mind sheet, Vijnanamaya intellect sheet, and Anandamaya, that is the bliss sheet. This is the bliss sheet. Paramanandaka Anubhav. So when you are at soul, that is what happens in Dhyan. We will refer to it later. Now, yoga brings culturing of all facets. That is very important. All facets have to be cultured in yoga. Physical, for mind we have two, mental and emotional. Just mental is not enough. Emotional development is very, very important. Intellectual development, and most important is spiritual, that is the soul. Often we forget the soul. Only when somebody dies, then we write R.I.P., rest in peace. Who? Soul. Soul was primary. We have forgotten. There are so many divine souls here. That's what we always have, divine souls. Let us not forget our soul. And then if we know at soul level we are one, we are our divine brothers and sisters, why there are so many wars and all these problems in the world? Okay? Now, by yoga, all faculties develop in a harmonious fashion and integral fashion to meet all round challenges of modern life active speed. Modern life, I don't have to tell you, it is with active speed. Now we are sitting quietly here, but moment you start driving on the road, you know how people drive, and lot of problems. If you go to a place, every place, workplace, there are problems. Active speed is there. But as Sir said, he knew how to keep cool and calm. That is what the lesson was there when these students were working. Let us face the calamities and stresses better. We cannot forget Lord Krishna, who is called Yogeshwar. And all 18 chapters of Gita are full of 18 different types of yoga. We should not forget. I always tell students that you must read Bhagavad Gita, at least few chapters, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and other things. And in Gita, he tells, in the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, he tells what you are. He tells Arjuna, you was attached, one who went for a war. He kept his bow down, today we'll say gun down, and kept, no, I am not going to fight. It is not a surrendering of a terrorist. And there is a reason why to kill them. And then Krishna tells him all this philosophy of life where there is no time. But he said in Sankhya Yoga, you are Amara, you are Ajara, you are Avinashi, you are Nirakar, and you are Nirvikar and Nirahankari. These are the 5 things. By birth we are 4, but are we nirahankari, nirvikar. We are full of vikar. And that is what yoga does. Takes away all our vikars. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsar, and ahankar. These are the 7 things which destroyed us. If you see Ramayana and Mahabharata, we have Ravan and Duryodhan, who are full of these vikars. And we are also, not to that extent, but we must recognize. Now this chariot has a significance. Chariot is drawn by the horses, and they are controlled by the reins. Reins are in the hand of Lord Krishna, God himself. Look at the luck or audacity of Krishna. He asked him to his driver, if we had such a driver driving our car, we will be peaceful. And that is what is the message of this. And Arjuna is there. Of course, this was on Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra. So whole world is Kurukshetra. This is a mass sagar. There are storms and winds and all. We have to pass through this. And then this concept of yoga helps. This is not imaginary. This is shloka from Kathopanishad. Atmanam Rathinam Vidhi. Let me not read the whole shloka. Kathopanishad 3.3. The body is the chariot, as I said. It is drawn by the organs, that is the horses, controlled by the mind, the reins, and charioteer is it. So who is Krishna? Intellect. And intellect supreme. And that is why places like universities, that where we are teaching people to have intellect, and use the intellect, Gyan, and the soul is the. So if such a driver to go through the Mahasagar of ocean, will be very peaceful. And that is the message, that is what probably Swami says. As I was decoding this, what is his philosophy? I feel this is what is philosophy. Some of you must be knowing a lot more. What are the principles of yoga? Relaxation of all groups of muscles, deepening and slowing down the breath, and calming down of mind, which increases the efficiency, which all of us are interested, where it develop in ashrams. And look at what is ashrams. The man lived with creatures, with themselves, and in harmony. Very, very important. Our rishis lived in harmony of nature. What man thinks, he can conquer nature. He cannot conquer nature. It's impossible. That's why we see the natural calamities, including corona, because we started trying to conquer the nature. The biggest powers in the world, you know what happened to them. Let me not name them, you all of us know. Were so powerful and very, very arrogant. Everybody was put to his place. It's a good thing, but we must learn from this mistake. Tragedy is we are not learning from the mistakes, our own mistakes. So what is important? Living in harmony. And if you see this, the tiger and the rabbit. Rabbit is actually his food. But here it is very calm. And this is not imaginary. Those who have seen Baba Amte's ashrams, there are all animals, including tigers, staying there. I saw a picture where the animals are drinking the water in the pond, and here ladies are washing the. This is possible because your vibration should be good, your intention should be good. So this is what they did. They didn't interfere with nature, and they lived in harmony. That is what the message is: yoga for harmony and peace. So it starts here, and this university is the place. I call it as an ashram where you teach. Little bit yoga history and evolution. Quickly I'll go through it. You know it. Aryan Vedic influence. And they learn from observation of nature. That's why we have got Matsyasana and Bhujangasana, Mayurasana, and all these hundreds of asanas. Then 2,500 years BC, archaic yoga. That means it is science which is more than 5,000 years back, but it is still applicable in today's life. And that is why United Nations did good thing. That time people like Marco Polo came and appreciated us, the yogis with a serene and peaceful face in spite of the problems. We cannot forget sage Maharshi Patanjali, who is the father of classic yoga. He didn't teach these asanas and all, that is other rishis developed. He had Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Those who can read Sanskrit, they can read in this. Or there are different languages where it is translated. He gives sutras, some of the aphorisms, we'll see. Any student of yoga, I'm sure it will be introduced in our syllabus. Streams of yoga: Jnana, Karma, Bhakti, and Raj Yoga. What is Jnana Yoga? Path of self-analysis, Atma Vishleshan. And key is more important, Buddhi Pramukh. What analysis we have to do? It leads to knowledge, Jnana, of reality. What is the reality of nature? Is this the world what we see? Or is there something beyond this? It's a very vast subject. What is the nature of happiness? Where is the happiness lying? In the materialistic health we have? Or the pleasures we get through the sensual organs? Or what it is? Or it's beyond that? Because it is said yoga for harmony and peace, not for happiness. But they are interrelated. And then misery. Why are we so miserable in the world? So all this Jnana Yoga gives us this knowledge. And great people like Shankaracharya and a lot of people wrote this as Karma Yoga and path of self-sacrifice. Key is awareness action and leads to greater efficiency in work. There are a lot of people, karma yogis in the world, who in every religion, in every place. Now, karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't put your mind on the fruit. That is a beautiful philosophy. Because if you put your mind on the fruit, then you will lose your concentration. So, there are various stories in Mahabharata also to tell us this. But what is most important, karma yoga, like, as you sow, so shall you reap. That's what he said. How you earn your money is important. We must earn money, but not with curses, with blessings. Our grandmothers used to tell, get your wealth by money. It is Lakshmi, it is Vishnu Patni. You must get in a proper way. As you sow, I sow cactus, and you sow mangoes. Naturally, you eat mangoes, and I have to eat cactus. But who told me to sow cactus? You had given me mango plant 20 years back too. I said, no, I don't have time to look up. I sowed cactus because nothing is necessary. Then don't cry. So we have to analyze our own problems. Why this particular problem came? Could be last janma. But who can have this thing? But let us forget last janma. Let us do and see whether old karma can be neutralized. That is what yoga teaches us. That it can be neutralized, but not everything. Okay, Seva science. Bhakti yoga path of self-surrender. Atma Samarpan. Key is love, and love is not what we find all around what, okay, it is more of attraction, and love, as Jesus Christ describes very clearly, love is God, and God is love. But I think we have neither understood God, nor we have understood love. That is what you have to go detail. Emotional culturing and stability. If you see this, all these, those of who are from Maharashtra, they know this is Vithoba, and all these saints are. If you go to Pandharpur for Ashari Ekadashi, they chant Vittala, 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 Vittala. But along with that, you must have heard Nivritti Jnandev Sopana Muktaba Ekanatanam Dev Tukaram. Where is God here? These are all saints. Because they worked in such a way, they became dear to God. What's the sound? Is it a signal for me to stop? No, no, I'm joking. All right. Emotional culturing, very important. Why it can be more than IQ? Today all bother about IQ. There was a time when IQ was most important. Very intelligent, first class student, and first class scientist, first class professor or politician, but third class husband and fourth class father. What's the use? But then emotional culturing came. Very good, better than IQ. But now what is the thing? SQ, spiritual quotient. If you see Miss World and they test your spiritual quotient. What are you planning after you get this award, if you get this award? Then they say, we'll serve the poor and the differently abled and all that. Okay, very important. And last is Raj Yoga, which is very, very vast, ascending path. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar. And this. Here the key is will. And it tells us to do or not to do. Many times the dilemmas come. Shall I do this or shall I not do that? So there are so many problems in every field and all around the world. So to do this or this, to otherwise. So that is the guidance which Yam gave us. Now in brief, what are Yams? They are rules of good conduct for individuals as well as society. Sadvartan. These are all values. Today we talk of value education. You don't have to go away. Swami Vivekananda has got lecture books people have written on his lectures on value education. And all these are taken on non-violence. There is no time to talk about this. Non-violence, Satya. We say Satyameva Jayate. That is not enough. Rishi says Satya Samarthyameva Jayate. Raja Harishchandra is one. How much he suffered because of. So it's very, Samarth is necessary. And that Samarth can be collected to yoga. Honesty, continence, non-possessiveness. And then self-purification related to personal disciplines. shauch, purity, santosh, contentment, tapah, austerity, maintaining the equanimity of the mind. Tapa is not just sitting in a place and doing tapa that we say. This is tapa is maintaining equanimity of the mind in success and rest. Swadhyay, it's not self-study, it's the study of the self. Who am I? Am I this body? Or am I the soul? From where I have come? Why I have got all the prosperity in the world? And why somebody is not? And how I am to use that? For whose benefit? And what will the next birth is a very, very, it's all part of Jnana Yoga. Ishwar Pranidhan is the self-surrender to God. Most important is asanas. I find many times, I'm not finding faults with the others, people practice asanas as physical exercise. But let us see what Patanjali says, what is the definition of the asana. He says, Sthira Sukha Asanam. Sthira Sukha, I don't know, this cursor disappears in the meantime. Yeah. Sthira Sukha Asanam, a state of well-being in which you can remain steady, quiet, calm and comfortable. All of you are sitting in a beautiful asana. What is it called? Sukhasana. But are you in Sukh? No, because somebody is moving legs like this. It should be named as Dukkhasana or what? No, I don't understand. But it's good, like how she is spreading. You sit like that, be comfortable. Only don't sleep, that's all. Because if you sleep, I will feel sleepy. And I can sleep in standing also, like the horse. I am a surgeon. So I don't sleep while operating, I can sit. So asana, where is your mind? Mind goes on that pain in the knee, or in the ankle, or in the back. Paining. Unfortunately, there are some chairs. If somebody wants to, if they permit, madam, they can sit on the chairs. In yoga classes, we keep chairs also. If you are uncomfortable, go and sit. Don't curse the organizers. The chairs are provided. You can definitely go and sit. Does not matter. Yes, I can't sit. No problem. So, a state of well-being, you can remain steady. Mind should be steady, quiet, calm. Otherwise, you are doing asana here, mind goes here. You are doing Ardha Kati Chakrasana, and mind goes here and there. That is why there is no full benefit from. So, when you are doing this, have a mental control also. That's why we say there are series of techniques which are physical as well as mental. What happened? What is happening? Can somebody help? I made some mistake, I think. Go to slide again. Yes. What you should do? Relax. Close the eyes. Best way to relax is take a deep breath. But don't take when you say deep breath. How your breath is, body is running all nature. Just take a breath, but deep. Okay, do that. Breathe in. You are breathing for food, no? Breathe for air. Does you need to charge, sir, for the air breathing? No. Sir, Winston Churchill has said when we got independence from the British, you people are enjoying, but remember your government is going to pay fair tax one day. I think that is going to come. They have introduced? They will be introducing, I think. They will be slowly introducing, okay? What? Okay. Go on this. Or this will do? No. There, okay. Thank you, Ingrid. She is expert in this. Yes. So, series of techniques which are physical and mental. So, anytime, any asanas you can do, anybody's, but check whether your mind is here. Mind has to be here. That is what is very, very important. And then Surya Namaskars. In your session, there was a beautiful session for Surya Namaskar. I could not see everything, but Surya Namaskars. And there is also a prayer, Hiranmayana Patrena. No Surya Namaskar should be conducted without the prayer. And it should be said in a proper way. Hiranmayana Patrena Satyasya Apitam. What is this? Vibrations should come. Hiranmayana Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham. And what is the meaning of it? Like a lead to the vessel, we are asking the sun god to take us to the truth. Ingrid, my cursor disappeared. Is it here? Yeah, it has come. Sorry. It disappears. No, okay. Here I can't see, it is on yellow. Oh, it comes here, but it cannot be seen there. Does not matter. Lead me to the entrance of the truth. And truth, we saw one of the yam. First is ahimsa and then truth. Satya, very important. Pranayam. All of you are doing pranayam. Pranayam also starts with the prayer. Does anybody knows pranayam prayer? It's a beautiful prayer where we call pran as mother. Pranasedam vashe sarvam tridive yat pratishtitam. Beautiful prayer. With the meaning that pran, you are my mother. And just as the mother protects the child, you protect me. Pran does not have to be told. It has to be circulated well. But how do we control the pran? Is the abstract energy. We control the breath. And through the breath, we control the pran. Pratyahara is restraints of senses from their objects of enjoyment. What are the objects of enjoyment? We know, nobody has to be told what are the objects of enjoyment. And this is the mudra we do, Shanmukhi mudra, but it's symbolic. We are not closing the senses, but it's symbolic. We can't close the nose, but ear, nose, mouth, that is the tongue, and ears, of course, have to be closed. And this is compared to the tortoise. Tortoise is the animal which takes out the organs when they are to be used. The moment the work is over, it withdraws them. That is very, very important. Our organs are all the time out. Even organs are in, we are sleeping, but still we are thinking of something. So mind also is an 11th organ, you know that. So, and we have two types of organs, Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin, these are the Jnanendriyas, so which get knowledge of the world. And Karmendriyas are hands, feet, organs of speech, excretion, procreation. All these organs we are misusing, not according to as we have been told. They are to be told to useful. Let us take organ of procreation. What's the meaning of Jananendriya? Janadanarth, Sambogarth nahi. Procreation, create somebody like me. But you is as a recreation. Now even the recreation is the correct word, but not recreation. Recreation, reprocreation. Create somebody like me. But what are we using it for? Let me not go into details because this is not the subject now. But what I want to say, pratyahara is to use the organs, but in a proper way. And then you reach the sixth path, ascending path, that is dharana, chitta ekagrata, concentration. Arjun, he could only see the eye of the bird. And that is why in Draupadi's Swayamvar, he could only see the eye of the moving fish. And by looking in the boiling water or this, he has to shoot that. Such a difficult thing. We can't, that's why we don't get Draupadi's. Arjun got. So that, of course, we are not here to get Draupadi's. We are here to do something in life. That's why you have come to the university. So learn something. Chitta ekagrata. I always tell teachers, your syllabus has to increase. What I learned way back in 70s in medical, basics you have to learn, plus new things have. Look at simple thing like mobile, very small mobile, nice and handy, but today it is like a computer. So you must learn. And that is why I tell teachers, you must teach the students how to learn. Do they teach? Actually, when you start yoga class, how to learn. In that limit, full attention here. And that's why we conduct yoga games to check your own attention. Now, dharana. Dharana is a word which is used in other term also, other meaning also. Dharana means dharan karna. Like we have put this shirt now which you gave to me. Yes. Where? That means practice what we have learned in 5 steps. Practice. That is what is important. And if you don't practice what you have learned or what you have preached, then it is no use. Then comes the most important. People know this. Dhyan. Dhyan is meditation. And look at, always in Dhyan we show Lord Shankara. On whom he must be doing Dhyan? On Parvati? Or they say he was doing a Dhyan of Vishnu or Ram. We have to do dhyan on God. And that is what is Atma and Paramatma Milan. And that is why, what time we should start yoga class? And practice in our home. 7, 8, 9, 10. Brahma Murtu, no? What is the Brahma Murt? 3:30? 4, no. 3:30 to 5, 5:30. That's the time whole waves are not there. If you go to the bank now at 12 o'clock, they say, no, network is not working. Everybody is using. That time, God is waiting. Which children will come to me? And God is very happy. You try that time, 3:30 or 5:30 or earlier as possible. And you see your dhyan will be excellent. Dhyan, there are so many ways of dhyan, different techniques, put on breath, vipassana, and put on chakras. One dhyan I learned is from Prajapita Brahma Kumaris. I find that suits me. That they say dhyan, you talk to the God. Like two friends, or father and mother, or child and mother, you are talking, how are you? Relax. And all your problem, that time you tell him. He will not talk. But that is what most of us find who do this. We get answers somehow. Suddenly you wonder how did you get this answer? And that is he sends. Because the world belongs to him. And we are sent here. So that is the best thing, dhyan. ध्यान, I always say, ध्यान करते हैं, लेकिन ध्यान में ध्यान नहीं होता हमारा. Dhyan goes outside. What's the use of dhyan? That is Bakka dhyan. You know what is Bakka dhyan? The crane stands in the water with one leg up, but his dhyan is on the fish. Moment fish comes, it catches. That should not be dhyan. And such a dhyan is useless. But even if you really do dhyan, where you totally forget yourself, then even if you do 5 minutes, that is useful. What I do in between two operations, our many cancer operations, they are major operations. So in between what I do go to my room, just slide even in chair and do dhyan. 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You get totally refreshed, very important. And of course, this is me. Of course, you may not recognize me because this was in Himalayas. I was in Himalayas when there with an expedition, I had a good chance because there is nobody there. Absolutely silence. Only few birds were there. And of course, you can't save in the Himalayas, so you get beard. So that is in the Himalayas. And then I came to this is behind Kala Academy, the ocean. That's also beautiful. Early morning, if you do this, you can hear the waves and you can concentrate on them. Okay? Samadhi, highest state. I have not reached that stage. I don't know how many janmas will take. Super consciousness, trance. You go, you forget the whole world. And that's what we reach. Rishis went into trance and they went to some other world, some other lokas, Yamaloka, Devaloka and all. Because this is for the great sages and saints. If we can remain relaxed, and that is what gives peace and harmony. So in short, this is ascending path of yoga. That's what Swamiji says. Yama, Niyam starts. That is value education. And he clearly says, if you do not practice yam and niyam, or at least try to practice, maybe very difficult initially. That is why always value education is to be started, and we see whether it is and Paramatma that you do in dhyan. Quickly we'll go through this. This is more of an awareness class, body and mind, mental harmony. What is the aim of man's life? This is what I was trying to read Swami Vivekananda's philosophy. He said to be free from worldly sorrows and obtain eternal bliss by submerging into the Supreme Soul. We don't have to die to go there. Being here itself, we can submerge. That is what is dhyan. That is what he said. This is from Kathopanishad. When 5 senses and mind become controlled and intellect also becomes steady, that stage is called yoga. So that means here senses, what we referred, mind and intellect, they have to be controlled. And that is what is yoga, what we said. Yoga is a process of gaining control over the mind. These are all Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This is 1.2. And there are other rishis also gave the definition. Vasishtha said, yoga is a skillful trick to calm down the mind. And then staying, Bhagavad Gita, that's what I say, read Bhagavad Gita. Staying even-minded in success and failure. Success and failure, what? When somebody fails, what they do? They go into depression. I feel very sorry when children, when they get less marks, they commit suicide. You must be knowing better because you are teachers. So it's very, very painful for me to hear that I feel I am at fault. As a doctor, what are we doing? Are we taking charge of the mental health? Or we are only busy in treating cancers and with chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I said, you got to go beyond and teach this. So I am also part of this. Children, nobody should commit suicide for depressions and all, because you got less marks. Teach them, yes, failure, we are supposed to fail, but you go to success. That's the first step. So that is what yoga does. It increases your, and then our friend, mind. Mind has been very well described in this shloka. Markatasya surapanam. The markat is the monkey, is like a mad monkey, the mind. It drinks wine of desires. My cursor is not seeing that. It drinks wine of desires. Desires are there, have to be there, otherwise you will not. You will like an earthworm. It does not have desires. It just eats and sleeps, and it's a hermaphrodite. It just turns the tail, here reproduction continues. So we will be like earthworms. Desires have to be there. Desires can be two ways. One is Vyakti. You want a particular person. That is what is Ravan. He wanted Sita, somebody's wife, and you know what happened. And Mahabharat is for Vastu. He has got enough wealth, but he wants, that is what we find in the world. So desires have to be there, but they have to be controlled. Then what happens is a scorpion of jealousy bites you. He has got more than me. That happens everywhere. And that is why you become tense. You lose your mental equanimity. And then devil of ego. Who are you to tell me? Man ego and female ego. I don't know. Now somebody says it is reverse, female ego. No disrespect to women. Yes, you must also fight for your rights. There's nothing wrong in that. Labor and management, professor and students. Ego. You insulted me. And that is what is Ramayana and Mahabharata tells us. And mind, when we talk, we mostly talk of 10% conscious mind. There's 90% subconscious mind. You know the tragedy of Titanic, because that time there were no instruments like that, where you could see the iceberg. He went and crashed, and thousands of people died. So same thing, our ship also crashes, because only we try to master 10%. Yoga says full mind, 90%. And that is why Patanjali Yoga Sutras help us. Religion of humanity, topic, yoga for humanity. That is the real religion which Swami Vivekananda said. And the union has to be there with love. We are not bothered whether you are a Muslim or a Hindu, you are a human being, I am a human being, we are all divine souls, let us unite. These are the different magazines which are published by Vivekananda Kendra, Bangalore, where I did my yoga therapy course. And then these are the various books. Swami Vivekananda gave a lecture and people wrote Yoga and Arogya. Now, being a doctor, I must talk a little bit about ill health, because I have lived in this field for more than 5 decades. And my main specialty, besides other things, is cancer. And it used to depress me when I saw the police, when young children dying, and I felt helpless. But when I came into yoga, now I am stronger. Now, this poster I made to show people that every system, it in different colors, every system yoga is available. I have put pregnancy outside, because pregnancy is not a disease, it's a normal physiological phenomenon. And we have excellent techniques. Many Kendras have got, I don't know whether in this Yoga Samskar was covered. If you are not, then next time you can cover it. Because I could not see all the programs, because I was busy with my patient. In between, I came and saw the programs. Yoga Sanskar, you can train the child when he's in the womb. We know the story of Abhimanyu, how he learned to go in Chakravyuha when he was in the mother's womb. We don't believe these stories. Dhruva also same thing. He was the son of a devil king, Hiranyakashipu. We know the story. And he used to chant Narayan, because Narad was the guru of his mother Kayadu. And she was Vishnu Bhakta. We know the story. So even in the womb, Hiranyakashipu, it seems, could hear Narayana. Of course, that is beyond our understanding. But in Europe, in England, they conducted programs, research. When the mother was 7 months pregnant, that's the time they played music. And after she delivered, they played the same music and new music. When old music was played, child was familiar with it. So child turned the head and gave a smile. We want scientific proof for this. And what our rishis, who are the scientists in the greatest right, they say something we don't believe, does not matter. I'm not against science, I'm a student of science. Let us experiment and prove to the world, yes, this is. Om, we say. But somewhere I saw a cassette where, when spaceships go to around the sun, they picked up the vibrations. And these are the vibrations of Om. That's what they say. Anyway, so this is. I have put cancer outside because don't misunderstand that being in yoga therapy, we do not claim we can cure cancer. But we can definitely fight cancer. Mentally, I can make them so strong, they say, let the diseases come. I will fight it. And for Garbha Samskars, we have different techniques. Quickly, I will show you, but there is no time to talk in detail. Yeah, there are a lot of books. This book is written in Sweden and that in England. And now, of course, this is, of course, Indian. Yoga, is there pregnancy, natural childbirth? Is there pregnancy and natural childbirth? But we go a stage beyond. We train the child when it is in the womb, and that is possible. Yoga and cancer. Cancer is shown as a crab because it catches you and destroys. And then we have the excellent techniques. This is from Vivekananda, Bangalore. Integrated for every Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, everything we have got different techniques. And they are one of the best technique people know if I teach them properly. Mind imagery technique. You have to imagine there's a cancer cell and your white blood cells or antibodies are eating them. That is what corona time also I experimented it. There is corona is there in everybody's mind, everybody's body. But you are not affected because your immunity is good. So stimulate your immunity and imagine, and this is very easy to imagine, along with, of course, bhakti yoga, prayers and all done in proper way. Now remember, I have not come here to tell you that yoga is a medical science. It is complementary to medical science, but its principles can be used in the management of medical health problems. Any medicine, modern medicine, Ayurveda, surgery, yoga, Siddha, Unani, anything, complementary to medical science. There are sometimes over-claims that yoga will cure. Yes, to some extent it is true. But medical treatment you may have to continue, sometimes in a lesser doses. And health we can't forget. What is the definition of health? If I ask you, are you healthy? You say yes. Because why? Because I have no diseases. Achha. Absence of diseases is not being healthy. Being complete feeling of well-being at physical. Are we at physical? No. The knee started paining and you want to stretch. Mental, I don't have to ask, everybody knows it. Social, if I go this way, other people go that way to avoid me. And spiritual, of course, I must know. Where is my self? Those 7 gunas, samskaras of Atma, do I have? Am I pure? Pavitrata, Satyata, and all that? Yes, that is the spiritual development and why the yoga is meant for. Yeah, as Sir also said, we must gather the wealth. Health is wealth. But what happens? We spend that wealth to gain the health. And you cannot get health. We say prevention is better than cure. But how many of us? I ask my doctor friends, you say this, but do you practice it? Prevention. How many of you are practicing? I feel very sad that some of my friends, classmates, died of heart attack. 3 or 4 have gone bypass and angioplasties. I don't know, touch wood. Is there wood here? Yes. I don't know when my turn may come. But till that time, I can go along. Yes, what is this? Pearl. There are a lot of ladies here. You like pearls? Those who are married, if your husband or if your brother or father gives you necklace of pearls, you love him more. So attractive. But what does it? This is what also Swami Vivekananda said. The oyster is deep down in the sea. When Swati Nakshatra is shining, I don't know who tells them Swati Nakshatra is shining, whether they got WhatsApp or what. And they say, he says, come up, open their mouth, 1 drop of rains falls in their mouth. They close the mouth. They go down deep in the ocean. The NIO has to investigate it. But I believe it because Swamiji said, he won't tell. He was a scientist also. So anyway, the fact remains that oysters, what is an oyster? I am a vegetarian. I was eating oysters before. Very tasty, no? Those who eat oysters? No, very tasty. Mouth starts watering. But I may become vegetarian now, last 50 years. So if oyster can make such a beautiful pearl, which everybody loves. Why we can't make ourselves so good that everybody loves us? Okay, people may not love us, but can I love people? Yes, I can. And that is our aim. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. And that will, of course, say yoga for humanity. And I am glad Goa University has started this program, Preserve the Glow of Life. I don't think any of you have seen loss of life so much as I have seen in my 55 years of cancer. And of course, everybody in cancer does not die, but sometimes we can't. Young children dying of blood cancers, or somebody's eye has to, this is called retinoblastoma, you know. I get terrific pain when I remove that eye. For me, it is a 5 minutes operation. But now I am glad new methods have come, radiotherapy has come for this. The glow, life is very, very precious. Let us preserve the glow. And that is why we lighted that. And this is our own institute. And what is given here? Knowledge is divine. This is from Bhagavad Gita also say, Nahi jnane na sadrusham pavitramya vidyate. Vidya is pavitra. The way we learn, the way we practice. When we practice, is it pavitrata? That is the first guna samskara of soul. Pavitrata, divine. So that is what is divinity, Swami Vivekananda said. Same thing is the symbol and this theme of the Goa University. And I am very glad we have conducted so many courses. And one course, of course, was conducted here, which unfortunately I could not witness, but beautiful programs. Some of your lectures were very good. Unfortunately, I could not attend all time. You have to come and your son, that's what happens, you know. And then it's a very good, and it should be continued. I'm sure you will be continuing it. Plus, full last 15 days or 1 month, you have been having courses here. And this is what, let us light that. Let us not stop with that. I know you have already started. That's what I said in medical college, and sir said, now we have got a syllabus here, and that is what is. And this is our youth. Let us empower them. Let us come and join. That is, yoga is union. From the east and the west, let us come together and then fly to this. If other people come, well, most welcome. Otherwise, I will fly alone and wait for everybody else to come there. But I'm sure you will also join in this mission. And this is what, let us fly, of course not together. Some people, of course, will fly together. And to whom? To that Paramatma, what's manifesting the divinity. Okay? Let us not forget the main slogan, theme, harmony and peace. Though here it is humanity. Humanity also we have to have peace. Let us pray for the people who are suffering all over the world, and especially those from Ukraine. And let Gyan or knowledge, wisdom come to those people who are, I don't know, the politics. They say it is oil, electricity, gas, something else. But they are killing people. And you know, if you read the stories, you get terrific depression. So I need your blessings in my mission. This is my passion. This is my mission. Sir, every year I say, if you want any cooperation, I am always available. Okay? And let us go deeper into philosophy of yoga. And if such people come, of course, there are a lot of trainers, that's what she said. And this is the Om mountain in, somebody said, this Om is all the time there. Because somebody sent me the picture. So it's there. So with the rising and setting sun, let us resolve that we'll work towards yoga for humanity. May God bless all of you. And thanks very much for giving this opportunity. Is there time for question and answers? If you wish, we can, no problem. Because there's another session, no? Yeah. Yeah, any questions and answers? Or everybody is so knowledgeable that there is no answer questions? They are waiting for this. Practical session. Whatever. That's why I said. Okay. Yeah. You want the mic? Sorry.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sitakan Kanikar, for your talk on the holistic health, in which you explain the meaning of the logo. All peace and silence is what we need. Yoga was introduced initially in hospitals to brush away all the negative thoughts. What we need is a combination of spirituality of the East and the technology of the West. How the yoga philosophy spread to the West. Yoga without philosophy has no root, and therefore philosophy without yoga has no fruit. Each soul is divine, and so the goal is to manifest the divinity within by controlling nature externally and internally. By work or workship, or psychic control, or philosophy, by one or more, and then you can be free. The 7 sanskaras of the soul. The terminology that yoga is not yoga but yogaha, wherein yoga means union or to join, in which a yoke in English mean 2 blocks could increase the efficiency in joining, and therefore yoga joins the mind and soul, and therefore it can increase efficiency. Yoga therapy, in which it's the holistic approach, in which human being is made up of soul, bioenergy, body, mind, and intellect. All faculties develop in harmonious and integral fashion to meet all-round challenges. Our logo, that is the chariot running towards the sun, in which the human body and which runs towards the symbol of health, light. The principles of yoga: we must not conquer nature but live in harmony with nature. Patanjali being the father of classic yoga, the different streams of yoga, that's the Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, in which Raj Yoga is the 8-fold path. In ascending path of Raj Yoga would include Yam, Niyam, Asanas, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyana, and Samadhi, Dharana and Dhyana and Samadhi. The definition of yoga: the aim of man's life, that is, has to be free from worldly sorrows to attain eternal bliss. The aim of man's life, that the mind has 10% consciousness and 90% is subconscious, so we must control our subconscious mind. The religion of humanity: health is wealth. And not forgetting our aim: may all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. Thank you so much, Dr. Sitakan Kanikar, for your talk today. We shall now have the live demonstration by Yogi Vaishnavi Param. Yogi Vaishnavi Param has a diploma in interior designer from the Nirmala Niketan College of Polytechnic and Home Science, Marine Lines, Mumbai in 2011. 200 hours of yoga teachers training from the Sri Sri School of Yoga, Bangalore in 2015. 200 hours yoga teaching training also from the Bangalore School of the Sri Sri School in 2019. Craniosacral therapy from the Ankita Krankanis, Mumbai in 2016. Marma therapy from the Art of Living, Bangalore in 2017. She has been the yoga teacher from the Art of Living for kids, youth, adults, corporate from 2011 up to the present. Yoga teacher under SSY Personal Yoga Studio from 2015 onwards. Yoga trainer, recognized prior learning, yoga instructor teacher for level 4 and 5 PMKVY from 2017 onwards. Craniosacral therapist from 2016 onwards. Marma therapist from 2017 onwards. Presenting to you, Yogi Vaishnavi Param.
Another deep breath in and let go. Let's get ready to chant Om 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Another deep breath in. Another deep breath in. Keeping our eyes closed, let us relax our body. Become aware of your entire body. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Slowly and gradually, whenever you feel complete, you may open your eyes. All set? Let's all stand up wherever we are. We will do some loosenings. Before that, we'll just loosen our body with some jogging. So let's start jogging wherever we are. With a big smile. This is a yoga session. Big smile on your face. Let's take our legs to the side. Let's take our legs to the front. Do not hit the person in front of you. Take your legs back. And jump as high as possible. And twist. I'm doing with one hand, you do with both. Come back to jumping, jogging. Slowly slow down. Let's come to walking, eyes closed. Both your hands by the side. Continue walking. Breathing out, relax. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathing out, breathe out through your mouth. One more time. One more time. Relax. Slowly, let's open our eyes. Let us do some neck rotations. Let us touch our chin to the chest. Breathing in, lift your head up and look up. Breathing out, bring your chin back to the chest. Breathe in, look up. Breathing out, down. Breathe in, come to the center. Let us twist our neck towards the right as much as possible. Breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, come back. Breathe out, the other side. Breathe in, come back to the center.
Let us look towards our right. Twist as much as possible. Breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, the other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in center, breathe out, the other side. Breathe in, come back to the center and relax. Let us touch our chin to the chest and do full neck rotations. Let's slowly touch the chin to the chest. Breathing in, come up from your right. Breathing out, down from your left. Continue at your own pace. Once you finish the one side, let's do the other side. Once you finish this round, bring your chin to the chest. Breathing in, come back to the center. Let us bring both our hands in front of our body. Now my one hand is busy, so you take both your hands, okay? Both your hands in front of your body. Breathing out, let us twist to the side and touch the hand to the shoulder. Breathing in, come back to the center. Breathing out, the other side. Breathe in, come back. Breathing out, the other side. Breathe in, come back. Breathing out, the other side. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathing out with a smile, relax. No matter what, don't let go of that smile. Yes, big smile. That's how yoga will be easier. Yes? Chalo. Next. Now that we're so tired throughout the day, let's sit, no? Yeah? Yeah, let's sit. Everybody wants to sit? Okay. So it's a different way of sitting. Both your hands in front of your body. Let's take your hips back. Slowly bend your knees. Go down. Breathe in and up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Now hold. Those who have knee problems, don't do the sitting. Hold, hold, and come back. Relax. Now both your hands are in front of your body. Interlock your fingers. Stretch your hands outwards. Breathing in, take both your hands up. Breathing in, lift up, come up on your toes. Stretch as much as you can. Breathing out, relax. Once again, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe out, relax. Now, the most important for this asana is to focus on a point. This is called as the tree posture or the vrikshasana. Okay? So first, focus on a point that is steady. Then, slowly lift your leg, place it on your thigh. If you can, do it with me. Breathing in. Once you're steady, look at a point. Steady yourself. Breathing in, both your hands go up. Namaste Mudra. Stretch your hands upwards and relax in the posture. Breathing out, relax. Very good trees, huh? So many trees. Let's do the other side with a big smile. Let's do the other side. Breathing in, hands go up. Steady yourself. Hold the posture. Deep, long breaths. Breathing out, relax. Relax. Very good. Such good trees, I'm telling you. Both your hands go up, stretch up, stretch up, stretch up a little more. Breathing out with your back straight, bend forward and touch your palms to the ground. See if you can touch your palms. Hold the posture. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out, once again, bend forward. Breathe in and up. Breathe out, relax. Very good. Let us take both our hands on the back. Place your hands on the back. Now, let us do Ardha Chakrasana like the wheel. Breathing out and breathing in, bend forward and go backwards. Push backwards as much as possible. Breathing in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Let us become the three cone now. Stretch your legs as far as possible. You guys can go diagonally, sideways, so that you don't touch each other. Stretch your legs apart as much as possible. Breathing in, both your hands go up. Stretch your hands to the side. Breathing out, bend towards your right and see if you can touch your foot. If you cannot, touch wherever you can and be there. Deep, long breaths. Look at the hand on top. Breathing in, come up. Breathing out. Let's do the other side. Breathe in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Let's sit down. Both our legs in front of our body. Let us stretch our legs. Finally. Yeah? So what shall we do now? Both your hands to the side. Straighten your spine. Stretch your spine upwards. Stretch up your spine. Stretch up your spine a little more. Stretch up. All your thighs are firmly placed on the ground. Stretch up a little more. A little more. Breathing out. Relax. Let us do Baddha Konasana. Butterfly. Bring both your feet together. Hold them with both your hands. I have only one hand at the moment, so you hold with both your hands. Straighten your back and let's start flying. Like doctor said, he's going to fly. Now we all are flying together with him. Let's fly higher, a little more, a little more, a little more faster, a little bit faster. Breathing out, relax. If you wish to, you can take your head back. Breathing out, bend forward and see if you can touch the floor. Breathing in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Relax your legs. Let us get into Vajrasana. So bend one leg, take it below your hips. Bend the other one. Once again, the other leg. Now, let us get into Ardha Ustrasana. Let us come up. Both your hands are on your hips. Hold your back. Breathing out, bend backwards. Breathe in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Such good camels. Let us get into Shashankasana. Stretch both your legs apart, both your hands in front. Breathing out, stretch your hands forward and see if you can touch your head to the ground. Continue taking deep, long breaths. Breathing in, come up. Bring both your legs together and relax. Let us once again stretch our legs in front. Make sure you're not breaking them. Let us do Vakrasana. Bend your right leg, bring it close to your left knee, not inwards, just near your left knee. Now take your left hand above your right leg. See if you can touch your foot. If you cannot, bend your hand, push the knee down. Now the other hand goes back and look back. Continue taking deep, long breaths. Breathing in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Let's do the other side. All are doing so well. Chalo. Raise your right hand. Take it above your left leg. Touch the foot. Take your left hand back. Twist and look back. Breathing in, come back. Breathing out, relax. Before we get into another asana, this is one of my favorite things to do. Let us massage the legs. They've done so much for us. Come on. Let's just massage them. Inner thighs, outer thighs. Just massage. The legs must be like, thank you. Relax. Let's come back in Vajrasana and lie down. Makarasana. Both your hands, one above the other. Place your chin on your hands. Leg to the side. Continue taking deep, long breaths. Breathing out and breathing in. Let us bring both our hands by the side of our shoulders. Both your feet together. Breathing in. Let us come up in Bhujangasana. Relax. Both your hands by the side of your body. Let's get ready for Shalabhasana. Breathing in, lift your legs up, hold them up in the air. Continue taking deep, long breaths. Breathing out, relax. Let us once again get into Makarasana. Both your hands below your chin. Place your chin, legs apart. Relax in the posture. Slowly, let us turn to the right side. Lie down on your back. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Let's get ready for Setu Bandhasana. Bring both your feet close to your hips, as close to your hips as possible. With your hands, hold your feet or your ankles. Breathing in, lift your hips up in the air. Hold the posture with the help of your breath. Deep, long breaths. Breathing out, relax. Relax your legs, relax your hands. Let us place both our palms besides our hips, palms facing the floor. Breathing in, let us lift our legs 30 degrees up in the air. Hold the posture. Breathing out, relax. Breathing in, let us lift both our legs up in the air 90 degrees. Halasana, Ardha Halasana. Continue taking deep, long breaths. Breathing out, relax. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Let's get ready for Pavanamuktasana. Bend your legs, bring them close to your chest, hold them with both your hands. Breathing in, lift your head up and see if you can touch your nose to the knee. Deep, long breaths. Breathing out, relax. Relax your hands, relax your legs. Let us get into Shavasana, one of our favorite asanas. Both your hands by the side of your body, palms facing the ceiling, legs apart. Let us keep our eyes closed. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Relax your body completely. Let go of any efforts. Drop your entire weight on the floor. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your breath. Move along with your breath. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath. Keeping our eyes closed, let us take our attention towards our right foot. right knee, right thigh, right hip, entire right leg. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Left foot, left knee, left thigh, left hip, your entire left leg. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let us bring our attention towards our stomach. Become aware of your stomach. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Chest, shoulders, right hand, entire right hand. Left hand, entire left hand. Neck, your entire face. The top of your head, your entire body, your entire body. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and let go. Keeping our eyes closed, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Once again, take another deep breath in and let go. Becoming aware of your body and your surroundings, slowly turn to your right side. Keeping our eyes closed, slowly turn to your right side. Keeping our eyes closed, slowly turn to your right side. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly get up and sit up. Keeping our eyes closed, slowly get up and sit up. Slowly and gradually, whenever you feel complete, you may open your eyes. All had a good sleep? Yes? Okay. So we'll quickly get into the next things. I know your faces look really lovely at this moment, and you all have a big smile because you've had a good rest, yeah? So we'll rest ahead into it with pranayam and a little bit of meditation. Is that okay? Yes? Okay. So we'll learn few pranayams. The first that we're going to learn is called as the Kapalbhati pranayam. Of course, the uses and the advantages are so many, but with your faces, I don't want to get into it right now. We'll talk about it later. First we will do, and then we will talk about it, okay? So what you have to do for this is, your hands both are on your thighs, back straight, shoulders wide apart as much as possible. Now when we breathe in, we bloat our stomach out, push your stomach out. Breathing out, pull the stomach in and forcefully throw the breath out. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Very good. So the only thing you have to remember is, when you breathe out, throw the breath forcefully out and pull the stomach in as much as possible. Yes? The next thing we're going to do, is called as the Bhramari Pranayama. Okay, so in that Shanmukhi Mudra we learned from doctor, right? So the last finger will be on your chin. The second last one will be above your lips. The one in the middle will be on the nose. Do not close your nose, otherwise you won't be able to breathe. And the first one